If you're looking for a home here in the Atlanta area that is near some green space and the home prices are not going to break your bank, well, I have a neighborhood I want to talk to you about, and that is Medlock Park. I'm going to tell you about the area, show you some home examples, and show you what's around here, so stay tuned. Hey guys, my name is Molly, and welcome back to my channel where I talk all things living here in the Atlanta area, in the city. So if you are looking for something, you need some help, that is what I am here for. Reach out to me. My contact information is down in that comments section. Would love to hear from you and see how I can help you out. But yeah, today I am in Medlock Park. This is not my first video of Medlock Park, but it's been a couple of years, and I wanted to give you an updated version because the average sales price has jumped up a little bit, but it's still a reasonably priced neighborhood to consider. Now, before I get going, let me put up Medlock Park on a map so you can see where it's located. And this is just a small little neighborhood in the North Decatur area. It's just about 2 miles north of the downtown city of Decatur area. It's also a very close location to Emory, so if you're going to be working over there, this is a great spot for you. And it has pretty easy access onto highways, so you're very close to I-285, not too far to get onto there, and you're not a far drive over from getting onto I-85 as well. And as far as your drive times, getting over to Emory is only a 9-minute drive. Midtown is 20 minutes, downtown is 25 minutes, the airport is 30 minutes, and getting over to Buckhead for some shopping or a date night out, that is about 20 minutes. But as always, add on a little extra time if you're commuting during those peak times in the morning or in the late afternoon, into the evening time. You can add on about 15 to 20 minutes because traffic here can get pretty heavy. Now I'm starting out my tour of the Medlock Park area in its actual green space called Medlock Park. It is a nice big area that you can stretch your legs, and I will say they have a lot of baseball fields. Druid Hills baseball is here, so if your kid is into baseball, this is a nice place to take them because it's right here in the neighborhood. And also, the last time I filmed this area, they had older playground equipment that has since been replaced with this newer playground equipment that is just beautiful. And they also have a pool. So let me take you a quick spin around here, and then I'm going to keep on walking over to a walking trail that's connected to this park. Great park. Like I said, if you are looking for a green space, Medlock Park is a great option. And now I am walking on what's called the South Peachtree Creek Trail. And I featured this walking trail in several of my North Decatur type of videos. I just love these trails because you get these shaded boardwalks, so when it's super hot out, you can still get some shade and not die because of the brutal heat and still get your exercise on. Now, if you followed there's like a couple different fingers of this trail, and if you followed all of them, you get about 3 miles total one way. So you can actually take this all the way over to the Emory campus, and this will take you over to the Mason Mill Park. So if you're looking for another green space or you want to go play tennis, they have some great tennis courts over there. I'm not going to walk all the way over there today, but I've mentioned the Mason Mill Park a lot of times. It's got a tennis center and some playground equipment, just another beautiful park. So it's about a 1-mile walk from this point here in Medlock Park, and this is just the trail starts right here on the edge of these baseball fields. So I'm going to walk a little bit of it just to give you a little taste of what it looks like. But yeah, if you're looking for some nice walking trails in a nice relaxed setting, this is for you. This walking trail is fabulous, isn't it? Now, it is located kind of on the western side of this neighborhood. It's very easy to access. And yeah, if you like to get your walks in, this is just a very serene setting. You feel like you're in nature. You don't even feel like you're in a big bustling city. And that's one thing about Medlock Park and North Decatur in general is, I get people that are moving here, don't know anything about the city, and they're like, oh my God, I don't want to live, in the thick of all the urban stuff. Well, this is not very far away from the city, and yet it feels like you are living almost kind of like the suburban lifestyle without being clear out in the suburbs. So if you're kind of looking for that kind of match where you're close to the city if you want to go in there, but you don't want to be you want some space, that kind of thing, this is a great option. I think this is also a fabulous option for first-time home buyers and maybe people that are trying to retire and have a one-level living, because I will say a lot of the homes here in Medlock Park are one-level living. There's a lot of ranch-style homes in this neighborhood, and you get pretty decent lots. I'd say on average, you're going to get about 0.3 acres. Some will be a little bit smaller, and I've seen some go up to about a half acre. So you definitely get some space over here. Now, one thing I should clarify is that Medlock Park is not in the city of Decatur. It's going to have the city listed as Decatur, but it's in unincorporated DeKalb County. So you're not going to be paying the city of Decatur taxes that you would if you lived in zip code 30030. Those taxes are higher because of the schools and they're their own city, but you are here in kind of like the North Decatur area where it is all in unincorporated DeKalb County. So you get a little break on your property taxes. Not a lot, but it's a little bit cheaper anyway. Okay, I'm going to keep going, head into the neighborhood some more, and we'll talk about some of the home types you're going to get here and what you can expect to pay. Okay, so I'm going to start walking down some streets here in Medlock Park, and a couple things I'll point out. One, it's very, very quiet around here. Two, you're not going to find on every street a sidewalk. Like this one doesn't have it. Some will have a sidewalk on one side of the street, but not the other. So it just kind of depends on the street you're on. So if you're wanting sidewalks everywhere, you may not get them here in Medlock Park. And I will tell you what Medlock Park is not. Okay, you're not going to find big 5-bedroom, 4.5 bath with a basement type of home. These are smaller homes. I would say on average, you're going to get a home in like that 15 to 1600 square foot range. They can even be smaller. So if you're wanting a big family home, that's just not in abundance here in the Medlock Park area. You're going to get a lot of like cute ranches, bungalows, and I will say there are still some quirky ones out here as well. A lot of 3-bedroom, 1 bath type of home situations. Those will be priced a little bit lower, but you will find a lot of that around here. But like right behind me here, this is one example I can show you here. This is a very cute updated, renovated 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It is just over 1,400 square feet, and it sold for $470,000, and it has a half an acre lot. So it has a very open layout, very renovated. It has like the white cabinets and black trim. So that's an example of something kind of in that lower price range. But on average, what you're going to be paying here in the Medlock Park area is $532,000 for a single family home. That will get you on average 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and 1,600 square feet. Now, if you're open to some of those homes where it's, a 3-1 or 3-1.5 or a 2-2, you can still find homes here in that $400K price range. And I think the last time I did my Medlock Park video, which was a couple of years ago, the average price for a single family home was in like the $450 range, and it has jumped up now into the low $500K price range. On the higher end in this neighborhood, I would say you could be paying in that mid $700K price range and get a 4-3. There is one home that sold in the last year that broke records. It was just over $1 million. It was beautiful, don't get me wrong, but that is definitely not normal for this type of neighborhood. The majority of the homes are going to be in that 500 to 600, maybe that 700K price range. So let me go up the street note though, and there is a school here in the neighborhood. I'll tell you about that and tell you what other schools are zoned to Medlock Park. Now, if you're wondering about schools, there is a school in this neighborhood. However, it is not a public school, if you will. This is a charter school. There is a lottery system to get in. This is the International Community School. It is a kindergarten through 5th grade school, and I believe it represents over like 60 different countries where kids are from and are attending this school. So like I said, it's a lottery system. You have to live in the DeKalb County area, and I think that's the main requirement. But if that's something you're interested in, you can go on their website, find out more about registering for this one. But if you're interested to know what the public schools are that are zoned to Medlock Park, those are going to be Fernbank Elementary, Druid Hills Middle School, and Druid Hills High School. And those all are very good rankings. Those are mainly over in the Druid Hills neighborhood, which is basically right next door. So you do not have to travel far for your kids to attend those schools. But as I always say, do your own research to make sure that those schools are going to meet what needs you are looking for in a school, because everyone's opinion of what a good school is a little bit different. Now, you will find some newer construction homes in this neighborhood, just not as many. I mean, more than likely you're going to find homes built in the 1940s, that kind of thing. But like right behind me here, there was this newer construction home, and it has a garage. And that's something else I should point out, is that in Medlock Park, for the majority of these homes, you're not going to get a garage. So if that is something on your checklist that is a must-have, it's pretty slim pickings here in Medlock Park. Now, one thing I do love about Medlock Park is you get a lot of trees in this neighborhood, which just makes it very beautiful. And some of these lots, like right behind me here, this one has not only big trees, but a big lot as well. And like I said, you can get anything from 0.2 up to half an acre lot. I've seen a couple that have been bigger, but if you're looking for some space, you don't want to be on top of your neighbors, in Medlock Park, you will not feel that. I will say in Medlock Park, you do kind of almost feel like you're a little bit in a small town or kind of in the country a little bit. It's just a lot more spacious and quiet. Now, one thing Medlock Park, again, is I would say, not all the yards are going to be in pristine condition. It's kind of hit or miss. So we're not in Buckhead. We are just in North DeKalb County. So let me keep on heading around the corner, and I'm going to tell you one other thing to watch out for if you do start to do some home shopping in this neighborhood. See, there are a few other new construction homes in this neighborhood, but again, the majority of these are going to be smaller square footage style type homes. Now, one thing to keep your eye on and remember here in Medlock Park is that there are a couple of streams that run through this neighborhood. So depending where you are, some of these homes can be in a flood zone. So if you see a price that looks a little bit more attractive, it might be because it's in a flood zone. Now, you are welcome for that little tip, but hey, if you don't want to worry about that, just reach out to me and I will make sure that I keep my eye out for you on these kinds of things, because it's not just Medlock Park that will have some flood zones. It's a lot of different areas here in Atlanta. So if you need help, like I said, reach out to me. My contact information is down in that comments box. But yeah, just a sweet little neighborhood. I kind of feel like this is a great spot for young families and even retired folks. I mean, I think my parents would enjoy being in this spot because it's a lot quieter. You get some space, but you are close to things that you need, which I will be taking to you here in a little bit. Getting over to a Walmart, grocery stores, that kind of thing. It is just across the way here, a very quick drive over. So that is something that is just very convenient. And again, you're close to Emory if you need to work over there, highway access systems. But I'm gonna drive around and take you to one other green space that you can go and enjoy here in the neighborhood. And I'm also gonna talk about an upcoming development that might be very interesting to see what happens with this neighborhood in the future years. It's got a ways to go, but I will tell you about that here coming up. All right, now I'm kind of up in the northeastern part of this neighborhood, and I will say it feels a little bit different only just because all of the homes, it's just like ranch after ranch after ranch. I feel like I'm in my grandma's neighborhood. It's just cozy and warm. And I'm coming up on another green space. Like I said, if you are looking for green spaces and you don't want to pay a fortune, Medlock Park is where you need to be considering, because there are a lot of different options here in the neighborhood. I'm coming up on Clyde Shepherd Nature Preserve, and this is 28 acres of just like a nice walking trail full of nature, a few little ponds here and there. So again, I'll take a little sneak peek walk for you so you can see what it's all about, and then you'll have to come back here on your own to see it even further. Nice little nature trail walk, right? Okay, I will say, if you are a parent to young children, woo, there are some spider webs out here too. I'm glad I have not run into them. But as I was saying, if you are a parent to young children, do not bring a stroller. This is not a stroller-friendly nature hike. But yeah, I mean, just look around. Like, we are in Atlanta. We are not out in the suburbs, and yet, can you imagine that this is right here in this neighborhood? So yeah, if you're scared of living in the city, I am just here to tell you, it's not all skyscrapers and concrete. There are some great relaxing neighborhoods here. Okay, I'm gonna take you over to one more quick home example, and then I'm gonna show you where all of the shopping is, where you're gonna do your grocery store shopping, errands, that kind of thing. It's very close by. Now, one question I get about Medlock Park is it walkable? Well, in my opinion, no. I mean, it's a nice neighborhood to walk around, but you can't really walk to like a mom and pop coffee shop. There's just no retail in the neighborhood itself. Although if you are kind of on the southern end of this neighborhood, you are very close to the shopping center that I'm going to show you here, just across from Scott Boulevard off of North Decatur Road. Is that right? Anyway, I will take you there here in just a few seconds, and you can grab a coffee at Starbucks, but there's no kind of like a local coffee shop here in the Medlock area. So nice neighborhood to walk around, but just not a lot to walk to, especially if you live on the northern end of this neighborhood. But here's another home example I wanted to show you just as another example here. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just over 1,800 square feet. It sold for $678,000. This was listed for $625,000, so there's definitely multiple offers on this one. It's, you know, pretty well updated, very well maintained, about 0.34 acres, and it does have a carport, so that is something that, you know, at least it has that. But you know, I will say the homes that are renovated really well, those can go really fast. And so you have to be prepared for multiple offers, even in this neighborhood. There's a lot of homes that, like I said, that are still quirky or not updated, still have the 1940s blue and Pepto-Bismol pink tile that you'll find in a lot of like these old ranch homes here in the North Decatur area. So it just really depends on the finishes, on, you know, how fast it's going to sell and what price it's going to sell for. So that one that I just showed you was definitely on the higher priced side of homes here in the Medlock Park area. Now let me go over the pros and cons of living here before I head over to that shopping center. So on the pros side, I would say prices are attractive in this neighborhood. You do not have to pay what you would pay if you were just a couple neighborhoods over in Druid Hills. You'd be paying probably twice what you're paying here in Medlock Park. There's also lots of green spaces. So if you like to be outside and taking walks and bike rides and that kind of thing, playing in parks, you can definitely find that here in Medlock Park. Also, it's just a very accessible location. You have shopping nearby, you are close to highways, you're close to Emory, so you can get around very easily to other points of the city. Now, on my con side, I would say for the majority of the homes here, they're going to be smaller homes, so you're not going to get the huge 5-bedroom, 4-bath home. You can find flood zones in this neighborhood, so you have to watch out for that. And then also, it's just not a super walkable area. It's a very friendly area, and you can walk around the neighborhood, but nothing really to walk to. Okay, with that, I'm going to round the corner here and just jump over Scott Boulevard, and I will show you the shopping area here real quickly, just so you can see, you know, where are you going to do your grocery shopping. So yeah, just across Scott Boulevard on North Decatur Road, you're gonna come here to do all of your shopping. There is a Sprouts, there is a Walmart, there's a Home Goods, there's an LA Fitness, a Starbucks, a bank, Chick-fil-A, a lot of different little places to grab something to eat. And yeah, this used to not even exist about, I don't know, 10 years ago. Like, I don't even know what was here, but it was kind of no man's land around here. So this is just a very convenient spot if you live in Medlock Park now to get all your errands done, get your grocery shopping done. Now, if you want a Publix or a Kroger, I would suggest going over to Toco Hills. That's just north of the Medlock Park neighborhood. You can go there and get a Publix, Kroger, and more places to eat. Now, I hinted to you earlier in my video about an upcoming development that might have a great impact on residents near Medlock Park, and let me take you there next and I'll explain further. Now, I'm just about 1.5 miles away from the heart of the Medlock Park neighborhood. I am in what used to be the North DeKalb Mall. There's not much left to it, to be honest with you. There's an AMC theater and a Marshall's, and there used to be a lot more, but that is gone. As NSYNC would say, bye, bye, bye. It is all torn down. This is going to be replaced with a mixed-use development called Lula Hills. You know, the mall era it was a dying breed, not just here but in all of America. Malls just are not a thing anymore, unfortunately. Like, I was an 80s 90s kid, so I enjoyed going to malls, but that has just died out all across America, and unfortunately same here for this North DeKalb Mall. Now, if you're watching this and you've lived here for years and years, you may have stories about going to North DeKalb Mall. I would love to hear them in the comment section. Put them down below. I'm sure you have some great memories of going here and hanging out. But now it is a sign of the times that all of this mall pretty much has gotten demolished, and it is going to be replaced with a 72-acre mixed-use development with townhomes, apartments, restaurants, retail, and they've already announced that a Publix will be anchored here at Lula Hills. They're even talking about putting a path that will connect Lula Hills all the way over to Emory, so that will be exciting as well. But if you live in Medlock Park, how does this impact you? Well, I would say, you know, people want to live by a coffee shop, a restaurant, some commercial. You know, they want that very near and accessible to them. I think with this development, if it turns out to be as swanky as it looks online, this could definitely create more momentum for Medlock Park and other surrounding neighborhoods for people to want to live near this. So time will tell. I can't tell you for certain, but I just always find that people want to live near some retail. So there you go, guys. That is my tour of Medlock Park for you. What did you think? Did you like it? Yes? No? Either way, if you need help with your home search, reach out to me. That is what I am here for. Do not be shy. My contact information is down in that comment section. But you guys, it's time to head home and relax those feet. So thanks for hanging with me. As always, if you see me out in the wild, make sure you say hello. I would love to say thank you for watching. And you guys, until next time, I'll see you around the neighborhood.